Story, sound, accessibility, visuals, gameplay, controls, the smallest attention to details, mega content value for the dollars you spend. There aren't many games out there I consider close to perfect, and outside of a couple really small nitpicks, this is one of them. This is one of the best video games I've ever played in my life. Welcome to completion number 39 of the Potato Backlog Project. For more info, check out the description below, and make sure you stick around to the end of the video for the I should have played this game 5 friggin' years ago Tater-rater, and let's talk about Marvel's Spider-Man. Released in 2018 as an infamously exclusive title to Sony's PlayStation 4, Marvel's Spider-Man was nothing short of a system seller. This was the type of game Sony fanboys threw in Xbox fanboys' faces, and rightfully so. It's amazing. In a welcome and surprising turn of events, Spider-Man was made available on PC in 2022. I guess Sony realized there's other people out there that want to play their games but just don't want to own a console anymore. The first tiny nitpick for me was the release of the remastered version in 2020 for the PlayStation 5. It's all fine and dandy to upgrade your game for a new, more powerful console, but they wanted to charge you for it. They want $15 extra for some extra graphical fidelity and a brand new Peter face. That's right, they totally changed Peter's face for reasons, I guess. But I guess the real reason I'm bothered by the $15 charge is the fact that the Miles Morales game gives you the upgrade from PS4 to PS5 for free. But fret not, true believers. I played the PS4 version on a PS5 without paying the $15 upgrade, and this game looks, sounds, and plays better than most things being released today. The story told in Marvel's Spider-Man is an original narrative that borrows here and there from other Spidey stories, but strikes its own path and tells things in its own way. I like that this wasn't just another origin story of Spider-Man. There's previous history here between him and the villains, him and MJ, him and the city. It helped make things feel more exciting and less predictable. In one camera pan of Peter's apartment at the beginning of the game, you're given enough story and character info to bring you up to speed very quickly. It's literally like a 2-minute intro and then you're shot out the window. The first thing you do in the game is learn to swing. It's the perfect way to start a game. Fast and right into the action. The mobility you have as Spider-Man in this game is the best it's been in any Spidey game. I did experience some very minor camera issues from time to time, though this mostly happened while fighting bad guys in close quarters. It's nothing that ruined the experience, as 99% of the time everything flowed well and I felt like I was in full control of Spider-Man. The game creates a fantastic movement flow. It's a feeling almost. Not every swing in the game is the same. It's intuitive. You get better and more efficient as you learn and move through the game. You can be spontaneous and unpredictable in the paths you choose to take when moving around the city. The game feels like it wants you to experiment and try the craziest things. You even unlock air tricks that give you a little XP boost for trying out different things. This is an open world style game and it follows a checkpoint on a map type system, but it also encourages exploration and it rewards you for deviating off the main path. New challenges and missions are introduced as you progress through the story, so you never feel like you're overwhelmed with things to do, but you're also never lacking things to do. There's a really nice balance there that builds up as the game moves along. The combat system in Spider-Man is pretty interesting. How much fun I had with it was directly connected to how many upgrades and skills I had unlocked. The more I leveled up Spidey and upgraded my gadgets, the more freedom I felt like I had. For the amount of skirmishes you do get in, the fighting could have gotten old really fast if it wasn't for all the options you're able to unlock as you move along. This game strikes a nice balance here for people's different play styles and what they might want to get from the game as well. There will be people out there that just want to mash 1 or 2 buttons and beat up all the bad guys that way. Then there'll be people like me that want to see how many bad guys they can juggle in the air and how many bad guys they can web before their feet even touch the ground during the entire fight. The gadgets are all really cool and they open up a ton of new ways to approach fights. Suit upgrades can help augment your play style and add yet another cool thing to try collect and craft. There are so many cool Spider-Man suits in this game, it's crazy. The move list itself starts to read a little bit like a fighting game as you upgrade your skill trees, but it honestly never felt overwhelming. The control scheme makes all the options feel intuitive and fun to do. Upgrading things is linked to the side missions, challenges, and quests that you open up as you progress through the main game. Through completion of these things, you collect certain token types that you use as sort of a currency to buy the next upgrades that you want. And most of it's optional. Nothing in the game ever forces you in one direction and makes you have to do something. I love when a game gives me freedom of choice, not only in the activities I'm doing, but in the way that I level up my character. It is very easy to get sidetracked in Spider-Man. This isn't a bad thing though. The world just feels so alive, so detailed, so fun to explore. It's jam-packed with nerdy collectibles and things pages to read through. J. Jonah Jameson has a radio show that reminded me of the Laszlo radio show from the Grand Theft Auto games, where it comes on randomly sometimes and he rambles on about something, blah, 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 I hate Spider-Man. It's pretty great. The buildings, sidewalks, and interiors all feel so unique. I have no idea how they put this game together. Usually games and worlds this size, there's noticeable copy and paste of textures, items, room, people, and it's just not the case here. It is truly amazing. The only real nitpick I do have, and I don't think I'm alone in this one, is the stealth MJ and Miles missions. It was awesome that they intro Miles Morales in this game, and I didn't mind the stealth gameplay itself. It was story linked and the missions made sense. My issue came with the placement and timing of the missions. More times than not, it felt like it bogged down an exciting time. Momentum would be building through story beats and gameplay sequences, and then would just be brought to a halt with a stealth mission. It was jarring at times. Though it wasn't a deal breaker by any means, and I enjoyed the character development of MJ throughout the game and these missions, the continued development of the relationship with Peter throughout the story was great as well. The game made me care about it. Good Spider-Man stories are always emotionally impactful, and this one is no different. The boss battles ended up being really fun to play, and the boss designs were really cool. My son told me that he loved the designs as they were based more on reality than comic book crazy, and I'm inclined to agree with them. I think they look great. Gameplay-wise, I think their placement within the story hurt the game a little bit. You go through a section in the middle of the game where there just aren't any boss battles for a giant chunk of time. If those were sprinkled around a little bit better for those boss encounters, it might have offset the jarring nature and placement of some of those stealth missions a little bit. It felt at times there was build up to what would have been a boss fight, only for the direction to change and something else to happen. But again, these are just a couple tiny nitpicky things in the grand scheme of the entire game and experience. The rarest 6 happy potato faces out of 5. This might be the best superhero video game ever made, and it is definitely one of the best video games I've played, superhero or otherwise, in my entire life. It is must play. I feel like I could have done a 60-minute video talking just about the world details and the gadgets alone. I wasn't really super excited for the sequel before, but I am now, and I still have the Miles Morales game to play through, which is awesome. With that, the Backlog project rolls on. What a damn treat this game was. I should have played it 5 years ago. Thank you so much for watching. Big shout outs to our top tater member, Macho Migo. If you're interested in supporting the channel in a different way, click the join button, watch a little video below. Be kind to yourselves and others that deserve it. Let's go. On to the next one. I got the special PlayStation 4 Pro that had the white Spider-Man logo on it. I didn't play this game for 5 years. Why'd you change Peter's face? It's weird. I like original Peter. I like original Peter face. Give me original Peter face in the new one. Give me the option. Why can't I have original Peter face?